Hello, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Michael Havens and I throw ICCCon down here in Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome to an ICCC video. I've been a Star Wars fan my entire life. I remember playing with them at my grandma's house when I was a little kid, watching the movies over and over until the VHS would break. In 6th grade, I found collecting and I loved it. Only so much could be collected with lawn mowing money, but my friends and I, we loved the hunt up in our small town of Torrington, Connecticut. We collected with each other all the way through high school, and then we went to separate colleges, and unfortunately, over time, we grew apart. And the collection went into bins, but the movies were always in my rotation. I love the story. A kid from a small town could make a big impact and save the galaxy. After college, I worked at a Blockbuster Video for 2 years. I eventually grew up and got a job at Dell Computers and moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where I still live and work today. I worked for Dell for a couple years, but that gray cubicle was just not my style. I found a job at a trucking company doing logistics. I moved containerized freight. After a few years and some smart investing, I started up my own trucking company with my best friend. The trucking company became successful. With a bunch of hard work and dedication, it gave me some extra money in my pocket. So I called up my mom and I said, "Hey Mom, do you still have my Star Wars bins?" Well, I finally got them back, and when I opened them, the memories just washed over me from my childhood, and I became a collector again. After buying only on eBay for about a year, I found out that there were these Facebook groups with vintage Star Wars collectors where they would go and buy, sell, trade. So I joined a few of them. I went nuts. I just started buying, because it was accessible. I mean, when I was growing up and we were hunting, it was tough to find this stuff. Now it's all over Facebook, which is awesome. So it was super fun for me. I did my complete set and then carded and then army building, then rare items from different countries. I wanted it all. I started to give away free loose complete figures on one of the Facebook sites in a game. I would zoom into a figure, then take a black and white picture of that figure, and I would ask, "Who am I?" People would guess, and the first person to guess the name of the figure would win it for free. After about 10 of this contest, one of the members of the admin group commented on my post saying that I was trying to steal addresses to rob people of their collections. I've been berated on these groups instead of taught by many folks in the collecting world, and I decided that forced me to decide to start a nice group where you can be a kid again, where collectors don't pick on other collectors just because they don't know everything. Instead, they help each other every day. They don't cuss each other out. They don't sell repros or fakes of any kind. The Imperial Commissary, that we lovingly call the IC, started in 2015, and over time it created its own community of real-life meetups. Essentially, what would happen is there would be an existing toy show or convention, and I would rent out a conference room or a restaurant right near it, and we would have an IC meetup, where all the members would bring their toys and buy, sell, and trade with other IC members in person. These went on for years, and they grew and grew, and we had members coming from all over the world. They started to get so big, though, I thought, why not throw a toy show in Nashville, Tennessee, where I live, and give that a shot instead of these meetups all the time. I was planning on renting about 3,500 square foot venue in Nashville, Tennessee, but they were so expensive. That's when I found the perfect spot. It was the Williamson County Agricultural Expo Center. They had a room to rent, 1,100 square feet. They also had a larger arena that was 178,000 square feet. Well, I was looking at the 3,500, so the 1,100 square feet was out. Why not try to go big? I put down the deposit that day on the 178,000 square foot arena, and then I began the daunting task of trying to fill it. I started talking to my IC friends about it, and I'm sure many of them thought I was crazy, but many of them believed in the dream. I spent the next year telling anyone that would listen. I posted a bunch to every Facebook group on the earth that would allow me. And there I was, this crazy guy who had a pretty good collection of Star Wars stuff, saying, "Go ahead and give me money ahead of time, because I rented this rodeo arena. I'm going to throw William Shatner in it with a bunch of other guest stars and a ton of vintage toy vendors." So to all of you that believed way back then, and all the admins and moderators of the Imperial Commissary and the ICCCon leadership team, and all the vendors and attendees those first years, I love you for your faith, and I will never forget your support. Now that you know how we got the 25 Facebook groups and the podcast and the meetups, but you don't know the reasons for ICCCon. I love conventions. I'm lucky enough to be able to afford to attend them. I am constantly encouraged not to talk about what I'm about to talk about, but I think it's essential for you to understand the most important question. Why? Why throw a convention? Why do all this work? Why? I was at a corporate convention a bunch of years ago now, and I had a $750 badge around my neck. I had a $750 badge around my wife's neck. We were eating a $25 plate of the worst orange chicken I've ever had in my entire life, and I'm holding on to an $8 Coca-Cola. I slammed my Coke down on the table in this VIP room, where the only thing VIP about the VIP room is the badge around my neck. There is absolutely nothing. There's a couple tables, some folding chairs, and a tepid water cooler in the corner. That is it. No joke. I slammed down my Coke right there and then, and I said, I can do this better. I can make a convention that costs less, gives an awesome experience, where the vendor tables are inexpensive enough that actual collectibles would show up for sale instead of whatever the flavor of the day toy was that's hot right now that happens to have the most margin in it. I would get guest stars, not just based on their IMDb score, but also on the way they treat their fans. A VIP ticket should come with food, drinks, snacks, and pie for half that price. I would make it affordable for a family of four to not only attend, but also eat lunch and still have enough money left over to grab a couple autographs or a collectible. I figure the only way to pull that off was to not go corporate. No board of directors, no massive salaries, no private jets to premiere parties. Just a convention for collectors by collectors. The Imperial Commissary Collectors Convention was born. With the help of wonderful people, ICCCon has grown quickly. The first year it had some empty spots in the arena due to measurement issues, but it was only 1 day long, so that was our beta test. It was well attended, and the attendees and vendors really seemed to enjoy it. The next year we did it again, with 3 times the amount of attendees, 3 times the amount of guest stars. The arena was packed, and it was our first full 3-day convention. It is not just a Star Wars convention anymore, but it has grown to include all things sci-fi and pop culture, with guest stars from Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Star Trek, Star Wars, animators, designers, cosplayers, artists, all while keeping its identity as the premier collectible convention in the entire world. This presented us with a brand new challenge. We had to leave our rodeo roots and move to a hotel convention center. The wonderful thing about ICCCon is it has become a pilgrimage for vintage toy collectors of all toy lines. Everyone buys, sells, trades, and swaps stories all throughout the day at ICCCon and all night at the hotels. If we could bring these two components together, it would be a collecting oasis for 3 days. After traveling the nation and searching for the perfect venue, I found it on December of 2019, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, at the beautiful 4-star Music City Sheraton Hotel. I booked it right there and then, and I booked it for April of 2021. So the ICCCon leadership team and I would have enough time to remap out everything and plan everything for the new fancy venue. Then about a month later, people just started talking about some new virus, coronavirus. At the time, I didn't give it much thought. Our event was so far away, surely they would have it all figured out in a few months. So we kept planning. It wasn't going away. Then family and friends started getting it. And then people started passing away from it. It wasn't going away, but the team kept planning. We kept planning. August came and went with a couple corporate conventions canceling. So I wrote the team and I said, we will all act as if. We are going to all act as if, and what that means, we're going to act as if this will be over by April 2021. Let's keep planning it. Let's keep working on it. So if there is a vaccine, we will be ready to go. We kept working, even though it looked hopeless. Then at the beginning of December 2020, a miracle happened. A vaccine came out, and it started being distributed. Then another. Then another. This was a game changer for all of us, a light at the end of the tunnel. More people are vaccinated every day, and there is still a lot of time before the convention, so we are still acting as if and working to prepare an amazing convention for you. I know many of you are hesitant, but since the website has 18 times more traffic than last time, it seems that many of you are very hopeful. And you know what? Rebellions are built on hope. Here's the plan. If we need to wear masks, we will. We need to take temperatures? No problem. Or whatever else is required by law or common sense. But we will keep planning as if this is all set in stone. Just in case, on the very randomly off chance, let's talk about refunds because I want you to feel safe and comfortable buying your tickets or your tables. The hotel will refund you as long as you cancel 48 hours prior to your arrival. Easy. I will refund all tickets, all purchases, all vendor tables bought, and all sponsorships immediately as soon as we cancel. If we cancel or reschedule, it will be immediate. There will be no forms, no requests, just full refunds. When we reschedule, you can buy another ticket or another vendor table at that time. I will not be keeping your money till the next one. That's never going to happen. Until then, we are planning as if the vaccine will be easily accessible by everyone by then. We are planning as if it will be everywhere. People can make the choice to attend. If you are immune compromised and feel you shouldn't attend, that's okay. Come next year. There are always going to be an ICCCon. There will be one in 2022. Just this morning, though, on the news, Nashville said that the metrics are all moving into the green for 100% reopening of Nashville, Tennessee. If that's happening right now, then the outlook is very, very good for ICCCon. So we are going to keep planning as if. If you are looking finally to get back to living life, collecting toys, making new memories with your friends, then stay tuned. There will be many announcements to come in the final weeks coming. So grab your tickets, grab your vendor booths, grab your discounted hotel room at icnashville.com. We will see you in April for an actual convention that is truly for collectors by collectors. I cannot wait to see you. Amazon just announced that they are starting to do the distribution on the vaccines. We are all going in a wonderfully, wonderful direction, and the probability is high. So I will see you April 16th, 17th, and 18th for the future of conventions. ICCCon, right here in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee.